Welcome back to TLDR's daily briefing for Thursday the 29th of May 2025. In today's episode, we cover Musk's exit from the Trump administration, Israel's plan to expand settlements in the occupied West Bank, and the UK's planned civil service cuts. But first, Trump's tariff scheme is ruled illegal. A US federal court has ruled that the tariff regime announced by Donald Trump on so-called Liberation Day is illegal, adding a new twist to the ongoing trade war saga. A three-judge panel on the US Court of International Trade ruled unanimously that Trump did not have the authority to use emergency economic powers legislation from 1977 to impose sweeping global tariffs. The ruling blocks the tariffs that Trump announced on the 2nd of April, which included a blanket 10% levy on all imports, as well as higher reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries, and earlier tariffs imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China, which all roiled global markets. The ruling does not, however, impact the tariffs that Trump has put on specific sectoral imports, including steel, aluminium, and cars. As per the US Constitution, it's Congress that has the power to set tariffs, but Trump argued that the 1977 International Economic Powers Act gives him that power in the event of a national emergency, which he declared on the 2nd of April, saying that persistent trade deficits and non-reciprocal treatment of the US posed an unusual and extraordinary threat to the US economy and security. But with the court rejecting the administration's argument and ruling that Trump overstepped his authority, the Trump administration has announced that it would appeal the ruling and said it's, quote, not for unelected judges to decide how to properly address a national emergency. So evidently, the drama is far from over. The ruling and appeal also adds new uncertainty to trade negotiations. The Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce said, it just puts a whole cloud over the top of any negotiation with the US because it's unclear what the US is negotiating and what their position will be from a legal standpoint. There's plenty more to say about this story, including where the legal case might go from here. So, for those who are interested, we'll release a full video on the topic over on the TLDR News Global channel tomorrow. You're listening to TLDR's Daily Briefing. If you want more explainers on what's happening in the world, then you should check out TLDR's other channels. Today, we released a video on Bulgaria's path to Eurozone membership. You can find it linked in the description or show notes for this episode, or by searching for TLDR on YouTube or Nebula. The world's richest person, Elon Musk, has announced on X that he is leaving his role in the Trump administration after reaching the end of a 130-day service period. In a post on Wednesday evening, Musk said, as my scheduled time as a special government employee comes to an end, I would like to thank President Donald Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending. He also added, the Doge mission will only strengthen over time as it becomes a way of life throughout the government. Musk, who donated some $300 million to Trump's 2025 presidential campaign, has also recently signaled that he may not donate again in future. At an economic forum in Qatar earlier this month, Musk said, I think I've done enough. He has also criticized Trump's global tariffs and so-called Big Beautiful tax bill, which he said would undermine Doge's work. Israel has announced the creation of 22 new settlements in the occupied West Bank, including by legalizing several existing outposts built without government authorization. The motion was reportedly put forward by Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz and Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, and was approved by Israel's Security Cabinet in a vote held in secret last week. Katz said the decision, which will lead to the biggest expansion of West Bank settlements in decades, constitutes a crushing response to Palestinian terrorism. He also described it as a strategic move that prevents the establishment of a Palestinian state that would endanger Israel. It represents a further step in Israel's long-standing goal of annexing the territory. The settlements are widely viewed as illegal under international law, although Israel denies this. Up to 50,000 UK civil service jobs could be axed as part of a public spending review, which is set to be concluded by the start of next week. It comes as Chancellor Rachel Reeves seeks to reduce civil service running costs by 15% by 2030, through job cuts, streamlining departments, and moving some jobs out of London. Officials expect around 10% of the more than 500,000 full-time positions to be cut. They say this could be achieved without compulsory redundancies if the UK enters a period of political and economic stability. For context, the number of UK civil servants has risen from around 420,000 at the time of the Brexit referendum in 2016 to around 540,000 now. The rise has led to growing concerns about too much bureaucracy in the UK, which Reeves says is making it slow to get things done. That's all for today. We'll be back with you tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen. In the meantime, if you want to keep up on all the TLDR content that we've released across our channels, then you can subscribe to our new weekly newsletter, which is published every Friday. You can do so by clicking the link in the description. This was a TLDR news production hosted by Georgina Findlay, written by Rory Taylor and Georgina Findlay, and produced by Scarlett Watchorn. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back again tomorrow.